what's his name? That guy that does all the flipping transfers.
Fabrizio.
Mate, he knows what toilet roll me and you are using, mate. Come on.
What do you think about though when people say if you're paying to go and train at this club or playing golf, it's not a trial?
He's just looking at the ball, Shane. What more is he supposed to do?
He does that.
I tell you what, right? I tell you what. Then Hoyland should have just gone here, keeper, catch it. Because if I jump, it's going to be a foul. No, you can't challenge keepers these days.
It's a goal. Put it again. Watch again.
What's he meant to do then? What's Hoyland meant to do? If you was to ask me before a ball was kicked at the start of the season that we were going to be challenging for the title with a brand new squad, every single Liverpool fan would have been like, oh my God, no way. That's definitely not happening, right? It's just the way that it's happened in the sense that we were so close, like we were top at one point, like maybe on goal difference or by a point. Legends, what's happening? Welcome back to the Joner Football Podcast. We did say it, didn't we, Shane? We're just so busy, man.
Yeah. Well, we did say we're going to take a couple of weeks break.
I know, and it has been how long? I know America. America was, before we went to America, was the last one.
That always puts a bit of a...
Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, I cannot believe Goldie has made it onto the podcast before any of our coaches. He's got the nod from Shane, which is unbelievable. Goldie, it's good to have you on the podcast, mate.
What's happening? How are we doing?
He's just come roped straight in. And he's
so saying, I've come to this office after sessions this morning, seen Goldie sitting there. I was like, you know what? Let's get another voice on the podcast sometimes.
Yeah, I rate it.
So I said, you're not going to be always here, so might as well have you on, Goldie.
Goldie, who do you support?
I'm Chelsea, unfortunately.
Oh my God, we can have a chat about them.
Are you from London?
Yeah, East London.
Yeah, nice.
£1 billion bottle squad.
Yeah, it's not looking very good. But we'll get there.
Well, they're starting to play a bit.
I know, yeah, I know.
Conor Gallagher, well player.
Guys, so yeah, obviously, the one good thing about Joner Football Podcast is you have no idea when we're going to upload, which kind of keeps it, keeps you on your toes, ready to receive.
But we're back now, the term's running, so we'll be back for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we should be able to blast out a couple of more, but there's so much to talk about. First, I want to just talk about how incredible America was again. California, apart from the stomach bug that I got. But it's just so good, isn't it, Shane? Going back to America every year.
I love it, yeah.
Big shout out to Brad from First Strike Soccer. It was good to do some coaching with him. But yeah, it's just...
They always turn up over there.
Don't they?
It's brilliant there.
Don't they? And under the lights as well, when we do the night camps, it's just my favourite. But guys,
how about you and travelling though? You're always sick.
I don't know what it is, Shane. Really don't know.
I reckon general trips, right? You get sick 70% of the times.
I know. Do you reckon it's anxiety? I think it is. I had a chat with Carolina about it. Like, I do get ill all the time, but what happened in Texas, like whatever happened to my stomach in Texas, definitely rolled over into California. I feel like there's something in the food there that just goes, hello, John, and just
don't
sets
like
up. Well, we were eating proper bad though, weren't we?
Yeah, it's hard though. You finish at like 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night. What else do you eat?
No, but let's have a chat. America listeners, do you guys know what a vegetable is like?
No.
It's like almost impossible to find a vegetable in America late at night.
Have you been to America, Goldie?
Yeah, I've worked out there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you would you agree or not?
Yeah. Oh, even the drinks as well are just so big.
Yeah,
all the time.
The
Refillable all the time.
The portion sizes are a joke.
Ridiculous.
What about when we went for a meal with Raymundo and TikTok Mike?
Yeah.
And you just ordered what you think is like a steak or something, and the food comes out and you're like, right, is this feeding 5 of us or what?
There's like a side, when you got like a sides menu?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
One was thinking it was like potato jams or like hash browns or something, mate. And it was like a tray of there was probably about 1,000. It was like a mountain. I was like, who's eating all them?
It's ridiculous. But if someone asked me what is the best way to describe America, I would just say big. Everything about it is big. The cars, the place itself, the food, everything is just massive.
Yeah.
But I rate it. I love it. I love it so much. I could live there. Could you live there, Shane?
No, I wouldn't live there.
Why?
It's just too different. It's too different. I find that it's just a bit too much of a mixed bag for me.
Actually, no, I couldn't live there. If they changed their gun laws, I definitely could live there. I think now that I've got 2 beautiful kids, I couldn't live there with the gun
I
laws.
think you'd have to be by the beach. So it'd have to be west or east, if I'm
You
honest.
reckon?
Yeah, can't be in the middle. Got to
No.
be by a beach somewhere.
You're just landlocked.
Yeah.
Shane, how
I
good-
love America for going in, like seeing everything and then getting out.
Yeah,
Do you know
it's
what I mean?
good.
Like,
It's good.
I
But what
love it.
about the football there, though, Shane? I genuinely feel like there's a massive buzz factor around American soccer at the
Yeah,
minute.
yeah.
Like, obviously, I know Messi's there, absolutely tearing it up. We can have a chat about that, by the way. But I feel like the last 2-3 years that I've gone there, it's on the up, isn't it?
Just growing, yeah.
Massively.
It's cool.
Women's and men's, like they're heading in the right
Yeah, yeah.
direction. I know there's still a lot of issues very similar to here in Australia around the grassroots and progressions and pathways and stuff, but whenever I go there I'm like, wow, this place is on the up.
There's far more players, men and women, playing in like European leagues now. So it's only going to make America national teams much better, which is good.
But I just think, looking at sports in general, America do sports very well when they like commit. So if they want the MLS to grow, they'll grow it.
100%.
They have the infrastructure, they have the money, they have everything, and they just put everything into that. Do you know what I mean? So like that league and the MLS and America as a whole will just continue.
I agree.
To keep,
Do you remember when we went
developing,
ice
do you know what I
hockey,
mean?
Shane? Like, we knew nothing. I knew nothing about
Yeah.
ice hockey. And to be quite frank, I wasn't looking forward to it that much because it was like, I know nothing about it. It was incredible. Because they just know how to put on a show and entertain people.
But I'll tell you what, the boys, when they're talking about the World Cup is next year, 2 years.
Yeah,
It's in America.
Nah, that's going
That will be, because they are like the top of putting on a show, like the hockey, like any NBA games. It's all about like the show, the lights, the music.
Yeah.
That World Cup will be
It's
next
going to be
level.
off the charts. We should be going to that, you know. Coley, our mate Coley's already going, you know. He's already going. Look at that, lads, on the podcast. Rez's lunch has arrived. What are you having for your lunch?
Charlie's.
What are you having for your lunch, Rez?
Looks good to me.
We're going to take a break. Rez is
Go on,
one thing,
Rez.
schnitzel and chips.
The producer, Rez, is having snitty and chips here, Leash. See ya. Sorry, guys. You can keep all this in. You can see right behind us, guys, the office is absolutely booming on a Tuesday. It's good to see. That's where we've got Goldie in. So, obviously, Goldie, you're a coach, kind of new to Joner Football, very new, fresh off the bat. How are you finding it? With obviously coaching wise. Tell us a little bit about your background as well in coaching and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. So look, I worked in America for 3 summers. Yeah, I was out there doing all the soccer camps, doing some residentials, and been working with a Premier League team for a bit. Out there, came into Australia for 4 years. Just working in football. I nearly said soccer there. That wasn't very good. Can't say that. Worked in football for 4 years and then started with you guys last Tuesday.
Yeah.
First session last Tuesday.
Love it.
And in Australia, have you always done like team stuff?
No, it's always been individual stuff.
Have you?
Yeah, always
Did
been
you work
individual.
with did I see that you work with the Tottenham? Like the Spurs thing?
Yeah, I worked
Was
with
it,
yeah,
In
worked with
Wollongong?
Tottenham. In Wollongong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that like a program that runs it, or is it?
It was an individual program for players 18 and over. So if you go to that university, you can join our program, and then we run it like an academy. So field sessions, gym sessions, nutrition classes, yoga classes, tactical classes, you name it, we do it.
Can I ask you a question on that? Did you get all those resources, programs, information all directly from Tottenham? Was it
All
ready to
from
go?
Tottenham. Yeah,
Yeah.
like all the themes for the week, all the documents, the resources. All come
Tottenham
from
or
Tottenham.
like Tottenham in the middle of somewhere else?
Tottenham Hotspur back home.
Yeah?
Yeah, back in London.
So I got a question on that actually.
Is there a direct link?
I've got a question on that as well. Yeah.
There was a
is?
link. Yeah. There was a link.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Was it good?
Yeah, I loved it. Loved helping the guys here in Australia as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
obviously the amount of coaching is probably a little bit of a challenge. It's not resourced as much as England.
Yeah.
But to be able to help players, and you can see the pathway, especially for the women's side as well.
Yeah.
So important. And we've had players who play NPL1 first grade, players who've gone on to play A-League for the women's.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Love that.
I've got a question on that because Shane and I were talking about this when we went to Canada. What are your thoughts in general of big name clubs like Tottenham, Barcelona, Man United, Liverpool, kind of like using their name in a different country to, attract players and stuff like that? So you said you work for Tottenham in Wollongong. So you're using that Tottenham name. What are your thoughts on that kind of?
I think it's brilliant,
approach?
and probably the biggest reason is the DNA that they have. So obviously the difference between one person coming in or Tottenham Hotspur coming in, for example, is they have a big DNA, a big emphasis on what they're trying to do and what they want their players to look like as well. So obviously for Tottenham, it was very much technical, very focused on the individual, core skills, turns, being dynamic, being exciting, being brave.
So
and that's what we tried to bring into... that's what we tried to bring
banner.
over there. Yeah.
I mean, what you're doing there would be a bit different to what's out there a lot, which is, I feel like, like when you do camps and stuff, people just use that name to try and attract the players.
Yeah.
So they're everywhere, the FC Barcelona camps. I think they're in every single country in the world.
Yeah.
So that's where I was kind of getting at, is like, do you feel like sometimes it can be a false sense of advertisement in the sense that, this is an FC Barcelona camp ran by FC Barcelona coaches?
Yeah. The biggest thing with Tottenham is every coach is authentic. So everyone has come through the Tottenham programs. I was with Tottenham for 12 years.
Oh yeah, you did work.
Yeah,
right.
So I've done programs abroad, programs domestically, worked in and out of kind of the development centre academy kind of bracket as well. So to get an understanding and saw it for myself rather than just putting a Barcelona t-shirt on and saying I work for Barcelona, that's where I was for 12 and a half years.
What are your thoughts on that, Shane? Like when we went to Canada and then was it the Inter Milan?
Yeah, I think obviously the Spurs one, from what Goldie's saying, is they're doing it the right way, but I don't think everyone is that way as well. I think there is a couple of ones that you see even just in Sydney, not gonna name, but like I actually sat and watched one of the sessions one time, and it is just more like we're just using this name as like an umbrella.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? It's like, but what I question is where, like, is there really like a if you're a really good player in that academy, like, are you actually gonna get access to go and like play for like a Liga team or a Premier League team? Do you know what I mean? Which, again, it's clever. It's clever to do that. I just know that I know the Barcelona one went bust, but the Barcelona one, from what I gathered, was they pay Barcelona to use their name.
The franchise, like a
do you know
franchise,
what I mean?
yeah.
And then like,
and
then like, so it's not directly Barcelona, do you know what I mean?
Well, like, this is my point on it. I'm not going to say too much because I know it can be a very controversial topic. I don't like the fact that people use the name. So like that franchise, right? The reason why I say that is there's a lot of parents in this country that don't follow football or soccer. They know nothing about it. Like culturally, it's not followed as much as in the big leagues, right? So what I feel like happens there is when you get the parents that know nothing about football, they just see the name, Man United, Barcelona, this must be good. Yeah. And that's where I feel like it's not fair on the player in a sense that it's you're in a different country. You're not in, say for example, there's a Tottenham, right? You're in Australia. So it's like, it's a little bit different. I feel like it's a very fine line in terms of what you're actually advertising, in the sense that, is there a connection here, or are you just paying for the franchise to use the name to try and attract the players? And I think that's a fine line.
What do you think about, though, when people say, like, if you're paying for a trial, it's not a trial. Like, if you're paying to go and train at this club or what do you think, Goldie?
Yeah, it's tough. Like I said, it's a very fine line. You need to find out, is it authentic or is it not? But then how are you going to find that out, right? That's going to be a bit of a challenge.
But then put your shoes in of a player, they're just dying for a chance.
With a big team.
Yeah. So it's like, you got to see it from both sides, really, haven't you? If you're a player, you're like, I'd pay, if you're a young player, then I'd pay money for someone to be there, to look at me. So then it's like, it gets... that's a big question.
Plus, you want to wear the kit as well. You're affiliated with the club. It's tough.
Yeah, I just know that, like, not I know names, but there's people like taking squads of players. Yeah. And these kids are paying like $12,000-$15,000 to go over and play a couple of games, and like, you're on trial. But are you really on trial if you're? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, who knows what's going on? But I'm just saying, I just think.
I know what you mean.
I never grew up in a world where you pay have someone. Do you know what I mean? If you're a good player, you kind of open your own doors. You don't.
Yeah,
need
you shouldn't
to
be
pay
paying
money.
for trials.
You shouldn't.
But over here, it's hard for them, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very hard. I'm going to this is why it's so easy to go into a rabbit hole on these podcasts, you know what I mean? But Shay, there's one more thing I want to say, and I don't want to announce it. I'm not going to say who it is, but at Joner Football, we've never been a place where we offer those kind of things, because we don't want it to be like our players come. I've had this chat with you, Goldie, like players come to us just because we might be able to get them a trial. However, we do have some really exciting news that probably will get shared a little bit further down the line, where we are potentially partnering with a massive agency. But I just want to talk about how this agency goes about their business, and one of the main reasons why we've partnered with them is the way they go about their business is superb, in the sense that they're not all about that money. They genuinely care about the welfare of the player. So they do all of their work free of charge. They help them get the trials. They support them in every single way. So they don't just send them off at the airport and say, see you later, good luck in your trial. They support them throughout their journey. So the second they land at their destination, there's someone there waiting for them to support them. There's someone ready and waiting to support them mentally of the challenges that they face of living in a different country. Because I feel like that's the biggest challenge in Australia. They live a fantastic lifestyle here, and then they go to UK where it's raining every day, and it's just a complete different lifestyle. And they might be amazing footballers, but just struggle off the pitch. You know, we have these chats all the time, Shane. But this agency will help them, you know, to get on their feet, find somewhere to live, to deal with, you know, living in a different country, other side of the world. And the way that they go about their business is that they work very, very hard to get that player a contract, and that's when that's how they make their money, in the sense that if the player makes money, they make money. If the player doesn't get a contract, then it's all good, but they've still helped. And I love that, you know, as opposed to what you're saying, Shane, give us this much money and we'll get you a trial. It's a complete opposite to that. Yeah. So when they were speaking to us about that, I just loved that kind of approach, and I thought, you know what, these guys, and they've got some really big names to back up what they're doing as well. So they're not like a new, fresh company. They're a very well-known agency that have got big name players on their list already to back up what they're saying. So I just thought, at Joner Football, that's going to be huge for our players, in the sense that if me and you, or you, Goldie, if we think that they've genuinely got a chance, because we kind of know the level, and these guys know the level even better than us, then these guys will then secretly go and watch our players and then give us feedback, which we've already had them started doing, by the way. That's great. So the player doesn't even know nothing. We just say to the class. So I've already sent him 3 players that I want him to look at this player, look at that player, and the player doesn't even know that we're doing that.
I think it's priceless, especially if you're going from another country, to have someone there to support you. So important.
100%.
So important.
100%.
Need to.
Because that was the biggest thing when I remember, obviously I only was across the water, but I remember just walking into my room in the digs and like, I just dropped my bags and was like,
Deal
I'm
with
on
it.
my own. Do you know what I mean? I'm on my own. And I was known there, 15 years old, and I was just like training in 2 days, what do I do now? But anyway, the one thing I like about the agency, just to touch back on that, is from the little brief chat I had, there's a criteria as well of the players that they're looking to kind of, that they can actually, do you know what I mean? And it's not an 8-year-old kid, because for an 8-year-old, there's too many hurdles for them to come from Australia to the UK. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like the days of you just being a good player and being able, you can't do that anymore because of the way the rules and stuff are set up. But I like that there's like a pathway now that through the program. And once you get to this certain age, then if you're killing it in Australia, then the doors will open, obviously.
Yeah, I like
through
that
this,
as well.
you know what I mean?
I like that as well.
But you just gotta be bossing your teams here, bossing your leagues. You gotta be flying over here.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
For you to stand a chance over
I think
there.
that's probably where Joner Football comes in, right? This is where you're trying to get them into a place for when they are 16, 17, 18, to give them the best chance of maybe succeeding somewhere else, in another country.
Exactly, yeah.
And these guys have got, because they do it. This is their full-time job. Because I said to you, we started it early on, but we parked it because we were like, oof, this is being an agent and having an agency is a full-time job in itself. Like, it's a separate business, if you like. But these guys do it every day. So they know all the ins and outs, the rules and regulations of, say, a 16-year-old going over, an 18-year-old going over. But I just think we as Joner Football got to be very careful how we go about that business, you know.
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to talk for way too long here, but one thing that kind of, for me, like 18 years old is not young in football.
No, it's not.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're 22 and you're like, I'm like, in a way, sometimes the ship is a bit sailed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's that goal time between like 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 being the max, you need to be playing 18, you need to be playing first team in Australia.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I think.
That is the harsh truth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I don't think you can be playing under 18s and expecting to go travelling the world.
Yeah.
You have to be smashing it here week in, week out, first grade.
Yeah.
Playing NPL, playing in the semi-pro era, and then looking to maybe push on and go from there, really.
But you see recently the players from Australia that have travelled over and done well have been playing like in the A-League at a younger age. Like a couple of boys from Central Coast. Yeah. I know that there's a few young players now in Sydney FC and stuff. Like you've got to be very good to stand a chance, you know what I mean?
Having saying that though, the good thing about these European clubs, not just talking about UK, all over Europe, right, is there's levels. So there's lots of levels where they can fit in and still play pro. So you could play for the conference team in the UK and still earn a good living. So you could be like, it's not the be all and end all. I think it's more of, if you want to go right to the top, you need to be like dominating. But you could be a good young striker, say in NPL 1, and could go and play in good Singapore league or a good league conference or League 2 and still earn a good living.
There's always a level.
Slim chance with that, but still a chance. Do you know what I'm trying to say? There's levels for everyone, isn't there? Whereas my level is, on Sabutio now. I'm gone. I'm done.
Sabutio.
You know what I mean?
What a game.
But we could go on a rabbit hole all day. But I'm very excited. Well, we're already working with these guys, and they've been nothing short of amazing, and they've got a lot of contacts. So
it's good for the players for sure.
Very good for our players, but I think the way we're doing it, like quietly, in the sense that none of the players know that we're putting these names forward to them, is even better.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is very exciting.
Would you feel like, say if I say you're playing on Sunday, Goldie, and I was like, hey mate, someone's coming to watch you on Sunday, would that affect you?
Be bricking it.
Yeah,
it would. Be tough.
Yeah, that's why it's best to do it on the DL, isn't it?
No. I used to hate that as well. Young kid, they're coming to watch and like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you're panicking all the time.
Yeah,
Can't be having that.
But our program here in Sydney is going from, hopefully, it is going from strength to strength, and I've loved coaching down there in HQ. Guys, if you're listening to the podcast, come and visit us in Sydney. Come and check out the HQ. It's phenomenal.
Get your sessions in.
But Shane, I think there's something we need to talk about. It's been a while. The Premier League.
Go on, get it off your chest. Here we go.
Nah, I know. Yeah, I know you want to talk about my Twitter and that, but it's been a while since we've talked about the Premier League.
So there's two games going on. 3 games. Some teams.
Yeah. Maybe we should start on Chelsea before I start crying about Liverpool. We talk about Leeds, Shane. Wheels fell off there. How they have not got automatic promotion is mental.
It's heartbreaking.
Do you think they'll do the deed in the playoffs?
Or? No, I don't think so. I think they've just gave so much to try and get promoted that just the wind is completely out of the balloon now.
Hopefully, could be wrong though.
But then who do you reckon's going to be going up then?
You know what? We played Southampton. Southampton beat us on the weekend. Southampton were good.
Yeah.
Very good. But I just think Leeds we've just cracked a little bit. We just don't look the same side.
Same as Liverpool. Do you reckon say run out of steam or?
Yeah, but I just think, I've said this before, but whenever anybody plays Leeds, it's the Champions League final for that club. Do you know what I mean? It's like every team turns up at Ellen Road and it's like the biggest game of their season, regardless whether they're second in the league, whether they're 15th in the league. Everyone wants to beat Leeds, and always having that target on your back, it's hard. Like, do you know what I mean? Because we're the biggest fish down there, and it's honestly like some of the sides that Coventry beat us, and then like they lost their next 5 games, like got hammered. Like the next week they went out and got hammered 4-0 or something. Like at home, I'm like, They were like it's difficult league to get out.
I feel like it's like
Leeds
that.
are a Premier League side, in my opinion.
I feel like it's like
100%.
for Liverpool, Shane, as well, though. Every team wants to turn up
Yeah,
against
but
us.
I also Leeds we bottled it, and I think Liverpool used bottled it.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about it in a minute. Let's get on to Chelsea.
Hey, we're not doing too bad at the minute. We're not doing too bad at all.
You've had a dark time though. For a while.
It's not been great. There's been draws with Sheffield United, draws
You're
with
not
Burnley.
doing too bad.
What do you think? What do you think of
That's
Pochettino?
good for us.
What do you think of Pochettino?
Oh, probably a couple of weeks ago I would have said he was out. But now I'm gonna stick with him for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's done all right.
He's
done
playing
well.
a bit now.
Yeah, he has.
He's a 7th in the league.
I think we've got the 4th amount of points in 2024, other than Liverpool, City, and Arsenal.
You've come well towards the end of the season, but as Chelsea Football Club, 7th,
It's still dire.
with £1
It's
billion
still terrible.
spent.
What needs to change? Sign more players.
I think we need some more players. We need
What
a striker.
what about Manchester United, right? 8th, yeah? -3 goal difference
Yeah, no, that.
in 8th.
It's terrible.
That's the worst Man United side that's been for a long time now. In
30
terms
years?
of
35
at
years?
least.
I agree. I literally tweeted this morning being like, I've just watched Palace pull their pants down. How have we got beaten today?
How is a club like Man United having Johnny Evans starting centre
know.
back in the Premier League?
And Casemiro.
Johnny Evans was playing like 15 years ago, no?
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know they've got injuries.
Anyway,
but
I'm delighted Man United. I hate
me
Man
too.
United.
I'm delighted as well. Absolutely delighted.
I've got a lot of friends who are Arsenal fans, and I'm getting a little bit worried at the minute that I think they're going to do it.
Nah.
I really do.
Nah.
City still got Spurs to play.
Nah.
Believe they've got West Ham to play as well.
It is
Do you reckon though,
statistically
just touch
known.
on Spurs though, do you reckon he's been a bit found out, Pochettino, and with
Yeah, he's been poor, hasn't he, lately? He was
like the way they're persistent with like they're trying to play, and now they're getting the ball
They're
to
getting
well.
found out a little bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
maybe
Can I-
they're running out a bit of steam as well.
Just to go back to that, Geese, I think Arsenal have been unbelievable this season. I really do. Like but I said to Jules been messaging Jules. I'm like, I'm so glad that Arsenal are going to get a taste of what we've been trying to do against City for the last 3-4 years. They're going to lose the Premier League by a point. No, I'll put every bit of money that I own that City win every single game that's going to be put in front of them and beat Pip Arsenal by a point. Mate, Arsenal have lost one, drawn one, and they're going to lose the title. It's insane. The consistency levels of Man City is insane.
They've been outstanding.
But they're too good at the end of the season. They don't just beat teams, they demolish them.
Do you reckon like Pep does peak his teams like he just peaks
Towards the end,
Man
mate,
City,
yeah.
he has them like humming along, and then it's like that last 6-8 weeks he has them at it.
Too
Like.
good, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
Too good.
He must do that.
But can I just
But
say something?
when you've got a squad like that as well, then you can
No,
rotate and you can probably win all
for
these
sure,
games.
yeah.
As a Liverpool fan, I'm so glad that Arsenal are going to get a taste because they were wanting Man City to save football when we were winning the league. So now, it's the other way around.
Right, well, this whole feel sorry for Liverpool, whatever.
No, it's not.
It doesn't sit with me because he's won like 1 out, but apart from the other day, he's won like 1 out of your last 5 league games. Didn't you? Who did you lose against? Crystal Palace.
Shane, I know you're not a big...
You've bottled it. Just
I'm
put
gonna
your hands
Draw
up.
against West Ham.
You've
2-2.
completely bottled it.
I'm going to show you something.
Since Klopp announced and done all that thing about leaving,
Right,
he's put too much pressure on the players.
I'm going to talk about it now, Shane. I know, yes, we have not played well, definitely bottled it, right?
But it's no one else's fault but Liverpool. Would you agree? It's not about City.
100%.
It's not about Arsenal. It's about
If you had asked me before a ball was kicked at the start of the season that we were going to be challenging for the title with a brand new squad, every single Liverpool fan would have been like, oh my God, no way. That's definitely not happening, right? It's just the way that it's happened in the sense that we were so close, like we were top at one point, like maybe on goal difference or by a point.
What do you think about though when people say like if you're paying for a trial, it's not a trial. Like if you're paying to go
Is it a new squad though?
No.
and
It's not.
train at this club or
Yeah,
playing
no,
goal.
brand new midfield, brand new. McAllister, Endo, brand new midfield. And then obviously the wheels completely fell off, but it now looks really bad on us. Whereas if those wheels maybe fell off during other periods at the start of the year, it wouldn't look as bad. Because I'm absolutely buzzing with third. I'm not even joking with that as well. Like third back in the Champions League. Last season we were terrible. So the fact that Klopp's got us back in the Champions League, I think is an achievement. But it's just the way it's happened. We have been so bad. But I say so bad. This is my opinion on it. All Liverpool fans might have different opinions, but it's literally one thing that's cost us. not putting the ball in the back of the net. We've had so many chances to kill these games off, like the United game.
Yeah.
We could have been 4-5-0 up. Everton. It's literally just, I'm not putting it on Darwin Núñez, but the amount of chances that he's missed has massively cost us the title. Not just Núñez, we've been defending really bad. I think the Tottenham game is a perfect example. It shows that, the Tottenham game shows that we've got a potential to win the title, but then we still leak really bad goals at home. But it just looks, as a Liverpool fan, because it's like happened in the way it has, it's like, it's a bit more kick in the teeth style.
I actually I do agree. I don't think Liverpool have been playing well.
No, we haven't.
So when I went home at Christmas, I don't know why, but I watched Liverpool like live, like good times. I think I watched 5 of their games over the Christmas period, and I was sitting there. I was like, "You're not playing well.
Yeah, we're not consistent enough.
You're winning the games, but it's like it's so poor." And I'm like, but what I'm saying is, you got yourself to a position, even with a new squad and whatever, you got yourself to a position where, like, with that squad, you should be beating Crystal Palace. With that squad, you should be beating Everton. So you're in a position where, like, you're not going to always be in that position. You still
if you
got
go back and watch them games, though, we should have won the games. Like, we're just not taking our chances. And that's killed. And poor goals. But back to the Klopp thing. Have you seen his latest interview?
No.
It's incredible. On Sky Sports. It's incredible. They're questioning him about why did he come out and say he's leaving, at a critical time of the season. He's like, it would have 100% would have got leaked out that he was leaving. That's why he had to do it, because apparently it's all to do with the agents. Agents apparently now are that busy and they're on the phone all the time that it would have got leaked. Because like when players' contracts are coming up to an end, they're constantly speaking to managers, being like, what you're doing. And Klopp would have been like, I'm not here next year.
At least it's on his terms, then, I guess.
Yeah, so that's why. Because even I was like saying to my dad when I was fuming, I'm like, why has he come out and announced it at such a bad time? Like, he could have just left at the end of the year. But Klopp's like, with the way social media is now, what's his name? That guy that does all the flipping transfers.
Fabrizio.
Mate, he knows what toilet roll me and you are using, mate. Come on. He does, doesn't he?
Yeah. So
Klopp was like, I had to do it. He goes, I really didn't want to do it at that time, but I do think it has affected our performances massively. There's players in the squad that are like, oh, Klopp's leaving. What's my future now hold? So some of them have like thrown the towel in.
It's a whole thing like where the fans don't know whether to cheer or cry and stuff like that. Everyone's just like in this like it's all a bit. The atmosphere is gone.
Even I was like this. I was like, oh, is this going to help the players or is it going to? And at one stage, so as soon as it got announced, we were unbelievable. I think for like 3-4 games, you could see it gave us a lift. Right, let's give Klopp a send-off. And then I think it was literally that United game. That United game killed us. Even Klopp come out and said when we lost to them in the FA Cup, that was the game that kind of just spiralled us down.
Then are you boys going to be in a transition then?
I couldn't tell you, mate. I have no idea what's going to happen.
Because it could be United.
Who's the gaffer coming in?
Arnie Slot, yeah.
Who's he managing?
He's in
LA Lakers.
Final, didn't he?
Who's Feyenoord?
I think he's going to be good, but I'm just very scared that it's going to be United.
That's
what scares me.
That's some shoes there to fill.
I just want to say this is where I feel.
What are you saying then, Man City? You saying Arsenal?
You think Arsenal win the league?
No, I think City win it. I don't want Arsenal to, but they're looking good.
City?
I've said City from the start. Remember I said City to do the treble, but then they've obviously come out. Last podcast, I think City.
I hope City win it.
I hope City win it.
I just want to talk about this, Shane.
What's this?
I think when Klopp leaves, the biggest hole that I feel like over time we'll start to notice is the miracles that he was working in the transfer market compared to the other big 6, big 7. So, no, I will, because...
He loves
Here we go.
No, that's where I feel like, and you can clip this as well, those are the miracles that I feel like Klopp has done, bringing in these little gems that no one knows, and they've actually been really, really good for us. And obviously not paid ridiculous amount of money. But if you look at that, Shane, right, even like West Ham have spent more than us. And for us to be competing with titles with that is madness.
So that's net spend, yeah? So that means like you're selling players and you're buying players.
Which I've always backed up with the sense that we've only bought players when we've made money. Van Dijk and Alisson, we got them off the back of selling Coutinho. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's where I feel like because we don't have, let's be honest, we do not spend the money that City, United and Chelsea spend, Shane. We don't. And we can't match wages as well. So I feel like when Klopp leaves, that's where we're going to notice how good of a job he was doing.
But do you not reckon that's down to a bit like Klopp though? That's not his way of doing it. He'll buy like players that he feels like sort of suit.
He proper wanted Jude Bellingham, but we just don't have the money for it. I feel like Klopp has not been backed properly.
I reckon there's only one club in the world that could really afford, or two maybe.
Well, you got Chelsea that could afford it, Real Madrid, Barca, United.
Jordan Henderson tried his best to get him over the line at Liverpool during his England time.
That's
all he kept doing, every picture.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, we can't. What people don't talk about, it's not the price you pay for them, it's their actual wages as well. These players that are that good, your Mbappe's and Jude Bellingham, they want 500 grand a week.
They'll be on massive money in Madrid.
That's what I'm saying. That's where City. That's where City for me are like, you know, people forget about this. They paid how much for Haaland? Like 60 million. Yeah. Wasn't that much, right, for Haaland? But mate, he's probably on about 700 grand a week. That's what people don't understand. Is like City, the only really club that can pay him those wages.
Do you know what, like the gems like you sound like little things like McAllister, Mane, Firmino, all these players, Robertson as well.
Firmino, like who the hell knew of Firmino before coming to Liverpool? And then when he left,
wasn't he?
He was world class, mate. Same with Sadio Mane. That's what I'm saying. Those are the little miracles that Klopp has done. Like Alisson Becker turned him into world class keeper. Van Dijk was good when he came, but was even better under Klopp. You know what I mean? That's what Salah, another one, was a flop at Chelsea. Salah come under Klopp, bang, world class player. Like that's where I feel like over time, no one will be able to replicate what he's done with our players. That's where I feel like, you know, he improves players.
There's just not enough. There's just not enough coaches who stay long enough. So you look at Klopp, what he's done. He's built his team the way he wants it. People haven't got enough time anymore.
That for me is where Pep and Klopp are on a different level in terms of they actually improve their players like so well.
But I think is what Goldie's saying is that if managers, coaches are given enough time, a lot of them can have an impact. Do you know what I mean?
Look at Arteta.
I think that's what I was about to say. Arteta's kind of doing that now, isn't he?
But yeah, like Ten Hag, someone like that. Every loss is like they're on him straight away. Do you know what I mean? So it's not even about development. It's about trying to get results first. I actually think until Pep leaves the Premier League, it's just going to be everyone just competing against City and trying to get. You have to get 90 to 100 points to win the league, and it's just tough. Take your hats off, though.
Yeah, it's good.
And many times he's changed his team as well.
Yeah,
obviously he's played inverted fullbacks, and he played wide wingers with Sterling, Sane. Then he used to have Cancelo. Yeah, he's playing inverted, and he keeps changing it all the time.
He's always the one that's one step ahead of everyone else, and then everyone kind of follows suit. However, and I'm not being salty here, Shane, but let's just have a chat about it. What do you think's actually going to happen to him with all these charges and stuff against him, though?
See that rug? Swept straight underneath.
Do you reckon that's actually what's going to happen, though?
100%.
Money will just end up doing the talking. What about you, Goldie?
It'll be a fine.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but look what's happened to Everton, Forest. They've been genuinely shafted for one or two charges.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't give you an answer. They should. If they've got 100 and 100 plus, 110?
Under the rug, there it is.
Can't sweep too much under that rug.
No. But how do you translate 120 charges into points? Like, do you know what I mean? You put him in.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you relegate him and put him in
How do you put 115 charges into everything they've won in that period?
Well, they'll keep that. They'll keep it. They'll keep the Champions
With
League. They'll keep the
next to their name, or it's mad, that, isn't it, Shane? To be fair.
Who knows? But I feel like if there was something going to happen, then I suppose I'm sure they'll have the best lawyers and stuff. Just tie it all up, like.
I agree. I feel like money's going to do the talk.
It's going to be a big rug, I reckon. Like you said.
It's that one.
Bigger
there.
than this one.
That one there.
Bigger than this rug.
Anyway, 2 weeks left in fantasy. Next week, double game week.
I'm just.
Is your draft league?
Yeah, we're still
Goldie
going.
in the Joner Football League or not?
I'm not. I will be next
Goldie's
year.
Goldie's telling us about draft and fancy draft. I didn't know about. I heard about, but I didn't know too much about. But we're definitely getting on that next year, Lee.
Yeah.
Next year.
So and at the end, do you do is there finals or is it just like a head-to-head, so you win?
No, you do head-to-head every week, but then there'll be lads, you'll get relegated from our league.
Is there
is that serious?
Oh, yeah.
Out the group chat, game week 38, see you later.
Yeah.
Maybe in 2026.
Don't even get me started on group chats. There's two lads in my group chat that do my head in, Ricky and Selberg. Selberg knows nothing about football, to be fair. Honestly. Honestly, disgrace.
Why did it do your head in?
No, they just don't even want to talk about it, Shane. You know what I mean?
Right, don't bring it up to you.
If you have a bet with someone, there has to be an agreement on both sides, yeah, Shane?
Well, mate.
You're a bet. You love a good little golf bet. If you're having a golf bet,
yeah, you have
there
shake
has to be
hands. Shake hands or agree.
You got to shake hands.
You have to agree on it, yeah.
Yeah.
so that's all I need to say. You know what I mean? Gold Coast.
But
Where are you sitting, Shane, in the Joner Football? Have you got your phone on you?
my phone, yeah.
Yeah, so I am 364. I think we have 2,500 on there. It's a lot.
364.
Yeah, what are you on Joner Football?
120.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You had a massive week though, didn't you, Shane, in fantasy?
126 points this week.
Wow, he triple captain Haaland, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
had that. I was just holding and finally something paid off. But yeah, 2 more weeks. You know what? Got me brutally honest. I'm looking forward to it to finish.
Yeah, just a little fresh start.
So on the weekend,
You lost sleep over this.
Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. The minute I opened my eyes, the first thing I'm thinking about is like, right, I need to check my phone.
But then you got the Euros coming up as well.
No, I know, but it's not as
Euros
like,
is even better.
mate. It's honestly, it's proper got in my head a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Monday mornings checking Brighton Wolves score. I'm like, do you know what I mean? It's just, but it's good. It's good fun.
It's
isn't it?
great.
Crack, innit?
Keeps up with the football as well. Keeps
Yeah,
up with the English Premier League.
It's like, and it does create like a bit of fun between the lads and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Which is what the obviously objective of the game is, I suppose.
Yeah, it's quality,
Yeah,
but
it's
it is
class.
called fantasy for a reason. You know, I got a mate, my lad's chat. Selberg again knows nothing about football, but it's called fantasy. So within, like, you know, he calls me Mr. Football. He's like, as long as I just beat Lee in fantasy, you know.
Is he beating you?
It's all luck. Nah, he's miles behind me. But it's like, it's all luck.
Still
innit?
funny though, isn't it?
You can captain flipping.
Is it? You get this response.
Yeah. You can captain Zinchenko one week and everyone captains Haaland, and it's all luck. innit?
Actually,
Yeah.
just last thing on that. Well, you can do all the research. Ricky
Yeah.
has listened to every podcast, watched every YouTube every week, but I feel like a lot of it is just down to luck,
It
and
is, mate.
and there's so much variance in it that
Oh,
like,
Who would have thought Cole Palmer was going to do what he done this
No
season?
way.
No one.
he's been unbelievable, to be fair, and he can take a penalty as well. Can take a
do
penalty.
you know what he does? He wraps his passing. Like you see his
He's a good player, man.
it gets on his left hand and he just zips it in. Like he's proper
He
player.
he reminds of like Di Maria a little bit.
Good
Kind
shout.
of very jinky and very kind of slick in what he does.
He's good, man.
Who do
What-
you reckon the best? Before we move on, who do you reckon the best player in the Premier League this year has been?
Foden. Phil
It's got to be Foden or even Watkins maybe.
Who's been going Watkins? Yeah.
I'd say Foden for me. He's been a different level.
Look, if they win the league, it's got to be Foden, isn't it?
When they win the league.
Yeah. I agree, probably Foden. But I was saying to Lee last week,
There's not many that have stood out though.
from fantasy terms, there's no one that's been like Salah's
Head
been
and
such
shoulders.
a letdown like in fantasy. De Bruyne is.
I
not,
know we say that about Salah. He still gets numbers, guys.
Yeah, but no, the 3 weeks before he wasn't. Trust me, I had him in my team. Got rid of him. At the minute I get rid of him, bang, 2 assists and a goal. Whatever. But anyway,
Nah, it's
that's the game.
It's been an interesting Premier League. I was saying to you, Shane, don't even want to talk about the standard of the refereeing for everyone.
Oh,
not just Liverpool.
We've got a clip here.
Not
Awful.
just-
I haven't seen it.
So I only seen it on the way in.
Yeah, it's
Lee's. I was having my breakfast and I seen Lee starting rambling on Twitter about something here,
Yeah.
and I was like, I when I seen it, I was like,
Rambling on.
what? You should play
It's
this
straight
clip.
facts.
So everyone listen. This is a clip from Crystal Palace Man United. It's a disallowed goal, which will be on the screen for people watching now.
Yeah, before I press play, just obviously have to be careful, copyright with this, Rez, because it is Premier League. What is it with goalkeeper protection? That's all I'm going to say. The protection that they get. Goldie, I just want an answer from you.
Yeah.
Is this a foul or not? Okay? That's all.
Be honest now, Goldie. You swear.
That's all I want to see. Don't just favour Shane in this. Come as a neutral.
Oh, at least saying me fantasy thing. Go on, and had 2 goals.
I think it's coming up now. Disallowed, by the way. Disallowed.
Oh, be
Wait. Got to
Watch.
see slow-mo.
Watch.
Where's the foul here? Hoyland's looking at the ball, by the way. He's not looking at the keeper.
Goldie.
He just jumped.
It's an absolute foul.
That's a goal.
He just
Shut
jumped. I
up.
told you this.
How is
That's
that?
a goal.
Rez, no.
Go back.
He's
Nate,
gotta
go
be-
back.
he's
Mate,
got-
what
he's
is
gotta
he
be-
meant to
he's
do?
gotta be
Shut
punching
up.
him there.
Guys,
Look,
wait, guys. Social media, Rez, clip this up. Clip this
No,
up, Rez.
it's a complete foul. He goes
this
above
a
his
goal?
arm
It's
and
a
he
goal.
locked.
He's
So
just
this
looking at the
elbow-
ball, Shane. What
No,
more is he supposed
He does
to do?
that. He does that.
I tell you what, right? I tell you what. Then Hoyland should have just gone, "Yeah, keeper, catch it." Because if I jump, it's going to be a foul. No, you
it's a
can't
goal.
challenge keepers these
goal.
days,
That's a goal.
Put it again. Watch it again.
mate. Goldie,
So tell
what's
me,
he
he
meant to do
doesn't
then?
jump in. He lifts his arm. His left arm goes in above his. He hooks his arm.
What's he meant to do then? What's Hoyland meant to do?
Wow.
Henderson's got to be stronger.
Watch this,
there.
watch
Has
this.
to be stronger.
That is the
Nah,
classic
6 points clean sheet.
protection for keepers there,
Watch.
right there.
Watch, his left arm comes about. He
He's
drags
bullied
his
him,
elbow.
Shane.
I think
He
it's- I think
drags his elbow down. Look, it's a foul. Look at that again, Goldie. He drags his elbow down
I just
like
think
that.
that's clever play.
You've seen that? You just seen that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
no, Shane,
your
it's there.
face changed.
No,
Your
no.
face-
I'm looking at the camera.
Watch,
because I'm
Goldie's
different.
arms there and he drags his elbow
You're
down.
not going to change my
Shane,
mind.
I've got a question for you, right?
Watch
I've
him
got a
dra-
question before you go on this elbow stuff. What else is Hoyland meant to do?
All I want to do is answer me.
What else
is
is-
he doing this and
No,
dragging his elbow
Hoyland's
down?
just jumping with his arms,
Watch
he's
it.
looking
Where
at
else
the
is he-
ball.
where else
Watch
is
it
he
again.
gonna
Can I
bro.
just
Watch
say,
it. Watch
the
it again.
keepers already have an advantage, by the way, because if you put
Mate,
your
free
hands
out.
up, if you put your hands up
free
like
out.
this,
He's spot on.
you're already got an advantage, right? Because you're higher. Your arms are higher. So what else is Hoyland
But the
meant
foul
to do?
is that he's hooking his
No,
arm.
It's
Do
a
you know anything
contact.
about?
Come on, it's a contact.
Have you
So
sport.
ever
you're
done
with
it?
me, Goldie.
I'm with ya.
2-1, you're
I'm
not
with ya.
voting.
You've never done MMA or
Social
Muay Thai.
media.
That's like you're
What? He's just looking
you're
at the ball.
You're hooking his
That's
arm.
poor. It's
The
poor.
keeper needs to be stronger there, Shane.
Has to be stronger.
His left arm has hooked his right arm and stopped him from going
I
for the
am
ball.
sick of
It's a foul.
goalkeepers
Come on.
getting
Come
protected. But right, honestly, the protection that keepers get it's actually embarrassing. It needs to change. It needs to change. Not just, I know you're saying his elbow's up there, but how many have you seen over the years where you're like, hold on, like you've misjudged that, mate, and it's a goal. But you just, even if you put your toenail on him, it's a foul, mate.
He's just. I think he's
You
just
can't
jumped too
challenge
early.
him.
He's jumped too early.
Timing a jump.
jumped too
Hoyland's
early.
bullied him, mate.
Or is
And
it
it's a
like-
And he's
goal.
not, do you know what? He's not
He's hooked his
actually.
arm.
He's not even bullied him though. Come on, he's not bullied him.
Look, we're not going to match up on this. I
Let's
feel like
go to
it's-
social media comment section.
he's
That's what I say.
hooked his arm with his elbow and he's stopped him from getting his other arm up in the air, which has let him. That's what's happened.
Let's move on. Beer forever,
Beer
right?
all day.
Shane, good,
Okay,
bad, and ugly.
Yeah, good. This is section goalie that we do is so like simple as it sounds. Good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah, give us something good that's happened or is that
Can
something
be
good in
anything.
general. Bad that's you feels bad, and then something that's ugly or something that you want to change. All right, we can come back here. Are you
I'm
ready?
gonna watch you guys first.
Have you got anything?
I have, yeah.
I'm just going to spitball, bro.
Yeah. No, I feel like, listen, I love this segment, and it can be Goldie, it can be like the most, like, doesn't have to be on a massive scale. Yeah. But the good for me, Shane, is lately I've just absolutely loved a lot of our team meetings that we've been having lately, and I feel like they're, you know, like when you actually, this goes for anything in life, when you get people together in one room and you're just trying to improve a program. I've loved that lately because everyone has different ways of coming with new ideas. Everyone has issues that it might face, and just sometimes putting it all out on the table improves that. So I feel like that is really, really, really good. Ugly, I'm going to just stick to what I keep saying. I am sick to death of just the officiating in football. I actually feel like it's really, really ruining the game. And from reading a lot of, I'm obviously big on Twitter, people I think are just slowly starting to have enough of the officiating and stuff. You know, we talk about VAR, go on the whole new section, but it's not VAR at the end of the day. It's still people in a room that are making these decisions and they're getting it slowed down and they're still getting it wrong.
Well, the ref's not reffing the game anymore, is he?
Yeah, it's so. Well, that's what Ange Postecoglou said. It's not the referee in the middle of the pitch is not actually running the game.
Yeah,
There's people in the room, and I just feel like, you know, Mark Goldbridge. He actually says some really interesting stuff, man. And he's like,
he's a nutbagger.
He's a nutbag, but he does talk sense in some of his stuff. He's like, football's just it's losing its way a little bit, and I do think that. I hate the lines that we draw. I really hate the lines that we draw for the offside. What about that Man United one in the FA Cup where Coventry came back, and you can see it all over social media that the line's going over his foot.
Rez
Like,
is still fuming.
the offside rule needs to be changed back to like clear as day because the lines are just like it's so subjective.
Even when you see the line, like the camera's over here.
Mate.
Nah, happy with the goal, not a fan of it.
Nah, not a fan of it.
What about the Women's World Cup where they did the 3D images? That was so consistent. Not one complaint, by the way, with the Women's World Cup.
Yep.
Not one complaint from VAR. And Premier League is still doing all these dodgy lines. The Man United Coventry one, it was going over his boot.
Was it?
It's ridiculous.
Was it the Diaz one against Tottenham earlier in the
Yeah, I
season?
don't want to talk about that, but we've been
Don't get him started now, Liverpool again, innit?
No, we've been robbed 9 points this season. We still won the league, but we've been robbed of 9 points with bad decisions.
Not sour though.
I get the violin now.
Am I not wrong? The Diaz one was a goal, mate.
But I think throughout the season, everybody's had a point
Can you
where
not admit, well,
every
Liverpool
club,
have been shafted more than anyone
every
this
club
season.
in the league has been like,
Yeah.
that's gone against us or this.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
But
But it's also
but
worked
we've
in
had
your,
actual goals
it's also worked in
disallowed,
your
though.
favour and every club's favour in the league as well.
Not as much
So
as
if you-
Liverpool, okay.
But I think that was part of football though, as well.
It
Like,
is.
coming out the
We've
game.
had it the
It's
worst
good
this
decisions,
year,
bad
Shane.
decisions. That's part of football. It's brilliant. Now it's kind of like lost that a bit, which is
Yeah,
a bit
yeah.
disappointing.
Because it's slowed down.
I still stick to it should be a challenge system like the NFL. You've got or the NBA. You've got a couple of decisions that you have like you can challenge that one
But
decision, and then they
ultimately,
look
though,
at that.
who
If
makes
not,
that decision, though? Still going to be
but
the
then they
donuts.
bring it in. But then
gonna be the
it's the
donuts,
referee's
innit?
call. It's the referee's call until you challenge.
That's where it's bad, though. How about like Nottingham Forest calling out the fact that one of the VAR officials was a Luton fan? Like, that's what I'm saying, Shane. Who ultimately makes the final decision? And that's where I feel like there is a little bit of corruption getting involved into football massively.
I think that's why football was so good. The decisions, like going
Were
against
made
you,
on-
going with you, it's part of football.
Yeah, and the tackles, everything is like when it's slowed down and showed.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
gonna
slow,
look worse,
It
innit?
always
It's
looks
almost like they want to stop a goal from happening.
I
Yeah.
agree
Bring it
with
back so
I
long.
agree with Carragher, right? Carragher, I really like Carragher. He's like, when we didn't have VAR, everyone was crying out for VAR, weren't we? Everyone was. And now we've trialled and tested it, and it's making it way worse. I think we all just need to go, hey, listen, VAR didn't work. Let's just go back to what it was. Because everyone was crying out for the technology to come into play because there was some bad decisions, wasn't there? Whereas
Really,
But then
it's
does it just stay with offsides then?
But
Yeah.
it's massive though. Then if the last game of season there's a blatant offside, like
I know.
you're not going to be able to keep everyone happy.
I know, it is,
Do you know what I mean?
but it's really, really bad at it.
But
yeah, that's I've done good, I've done ugly, and bad. Can you come back to me, Shane? You want to go on yours? Yeah.
Okay, good. I've got a random one. I think the sunsets in America, in California, in LA.
Oh my God, phenomenal.
I don't know why is it so different over there, but the sunsets over there
Good mood, doesn't it?
is a joke.
Yeah.
No, the way the sky goes.
There's got to be some science behind that, Rez. Anyone know? Sunsets in California.
No,
are
like the
joke.
sky is like just
Yeah,
it's just orange and it's like it's the best.
it's a joke.
The sun, even the sun's a different colour over there. Anyway, that's one of me.
I agree. I
It's one of
agree.
me faves. Yeah, no, sorry, just random. Bad, I would say, red light speed cameras. Okay, so we move on from that. I hate red light cameras. And then ugly, right? What is going on with like the fashion of like footballers and stuff, and like even like I watch a lot
Why
of
that,
basketball, but some of the stuff I seen a video of Trent or a photo of Trent with them stupid pants. Some of the gear that people are wearing now is just. It's not. It's about like everything is about being different now. But like there is a line like where some of the gear is just rascal. Like get it off you. What do you think, Ollie?
Yeah, not my cup of tea, I don't think.
Well, you like all the flary stuff.
No,
and,
not
like,
at all, not at all. I don't think I could rock it, to be honest with you.
Shambles, mate. Shambles. Anyway, I think it's disgusting. That's my ugly. I think sometimes it's all about trying to make a photo or getting this.
Yeah,
I get
I
that,
agree.
but yeah, some of the gear is really bad. Like,
agree.
remember that photo of like Dom Calvert-Lewin in the skirt and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
what are you doing?
Like, what's that about? Like, that's not fashion, is it? No. I don't know. I'd rather tracksuit than a skirt. Anyway.
Goldie.
Cool.
Good, bad, and ugly from you lads.
Good, I'd say good. Look, starting with you boys. It's been first
Oh, goalie, love that. Get the brownies in.
week. Yeah, first week with you boys. So look, pleasure being here. Like very welcoming as well. It's been great to get amongst it.
I don't know
So
how you've made the podcast.
Yeah.
But
I
done well
I
in
got
7 days to get on a pod. So I'm happy
Yeah.
with that.
Yorksy's been itching to get on here for like
I can
months.
tell he's rolling himself in there. The ugly, I'm just going to jump on your one, the VAR. I think you just can't celebrate a goal anymore.
Yeah,
you just can't celebrate a goal. You're almost waiting for something to get pulled back.
That
15, 20
Oh,
seconds
Shane,
later.
that's been bad though, hasn't it?
No,
It has removed proper celebrations away from the game as well.
yeah. No.
Remember we used to get proper celebrations back in the day, where now it's like the player will score and they'll go, I don't know, Like, it's bollocks, man. It's bollocks. Don't blur out my swearing as well. It really annoys me. Go on, sorry.
Bad. Probably just Chelsea season as a whole. It's not been great. We're doing all right now, but it needs work.
I've got
The
my
reset over the summer.
I've got my bad change.
Yeah, we need some new players. We need to get rid of a few players as well.
What's
It's
your
not
bad?
worked out.
Yeah.
The bad is the Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
That is the bad.
My bad is when you have just a certain set of mates that, don't agree to a bet, and then when they know that they've won that bet, they then come for you. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty poor, that, isn't it?
Clip that up and send that after being
I think you just got at them, if I'm honest.
Yeah, so like, for example, if you throw a bet out there and they don't agree on it, but then they know they're going to win that bet, and then they start giving you loads.
Was there anything during the season about it? No,
nah.
it was just at the start.
Yeah, well, I asked at the start.
I'm in that league, so
Asked Tyson as well. He's been pretty quiet on it, but
just don't finish bottom two, bro.
oh, I haven't this year. So
Nah, you've done well this year.
yeah. Tyson's a disgrace, isn't he, on fantasy?
He's got too many stags to go to. He's got too many stags.
He's ridiculous, that guy. Anyway, Rez, anything from you, producer Rez?
Reza, how was your Dubai trip?
Great.
Yeah, good to be back home.
Yeah.
Family doing well.
Guys, if you were to see the drip on Rez, honestly, come into one of the cameras, Rez. Honestly, give us a little model. So Shane's talking about fashion over it. You know what I mean?
Nah, Reza, you're like, you go up and down, don't you? Yesterday you had your shirt on and it looked like you were going to a wedding. Today,
Some days you're driving.
The shoes are good. I like
F1
this.
today you
car.
look like you're a swimming coach. But
Swimming coach.
I love
Guys,
it.
let me know in the comments section.
Was that a foul?
On YouTube, obviously, yeah, one, was it a foul? But guys, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got a brand new Joner Football Podcast YouTube channel. It is hard to really get that up and running, so any kind of support there, just like the video or subscribe, it's free, would be unbelievable. Because Rez, my man's going to clip it all up on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify or wherever you're listening, yeah, if you can just hop over onto YouTube, because you can see our beautiful faces, and just support our YouTube channel, because that's how we can continue to do these podcasts, by the way. If the YouTube channel grows, we could potentially get some sponsors on board. We don't really push it that much, Shane, do we? Just do it because we like it.
Just a bit of fun, yeah.
But it would be good if if we got some good traction on the YouTube, it might get us doing it consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll keep cracking on every 2 weeks, yeah.
100%, and we might see you again in another month. Not too sure, but like Shane said, we're back into our program now. Even though I'm going to the UK in 2 weeks, by the way. So it could,
Yeah, right.
unless we get one in before we
We
go.
might get one in, yeah.
I'm just being realistic for the viewers,
It's good. It'll give us something else to talk about.
Yeah,
but
100%.
Ledge for coming on, Goldie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Top man. And yeah, that'll do us, guys. Hopefully we're back in 2 weeks. If not, we'll be back when we're back. Okay.
Yeah, that was a foul. Not a foul, by the way. That was not a foul.
Nah, not a foul.
Get that up. We will
We'll
see.
end it there.
All right, guys. Catch you on the next one.
On you.